You didn't just stumble across this. No matter where you're listening from, your car, your room, the bus, or your quiet prayer closet, know this. This moment has been marked by God. You're not here by chance. You're not hearing these words by accident. There is a call on your life, a divine appointment, and this is the message that confirms it. There are some moments in life that shift everything, moments that divide your story into before and after. And for you, those moments are approaching fast. Wednesday, May 14th. Thursday, May 15th. Friday, May 16th. 3 days, 3 sacred days, marked by heaven, assigned by God, created for you. The call to the chosen ones. Now, I'm speaking directly to the chosen ones. If you've ever felt out of place in this world, if you've ever carried something heavy in your spirit that you couldn't explain, if you've ever known, deep down, that your life has a purpose far greater than what people see, then hear me. You are being summoned by the Spirit of God for these 3 days, not for hype, not for inspiration, but for transformation. These are not regular calendar days. They are portals of destiny. Day 1, May 14th, revelation, clarity, and the voice of God. This is where it begins. This day is all about spiritual awakening. On May 14th, God is going to speak, but not through thunder or lightning, not through signs in the sky, but through something far more intimate, your own inner knowing. There will be a lifting of the veil, a moment where everything you've been confused about will begin to make sense. It won't come through overthinking. It won't come through striving. It will come through surrender. God is going to reach deep, deep into your subconscious, into the parts of you you've locked away. He will illuminate what has been hidden, answer questions you've been afraid to ask, and bring clarity to chaos. On this day, expect quiet moments to become sacred. Expect tears, yes, not of sadness, but of release. Expect dreams or thoughts that feel too vivid to ignore. Expect God to give you revelation, not just about your future, but about who you really are. This is the day of divine reflection. It will be emotionally intense, but spiritually liberating. A mirror will be held to your soul, not to expose your flaws, but to reveal your divine design. Day 2, May 15th, manifestation, alignment, and supernatural movement. Then comes Thursday, May 15th. This is the day of alignment and manifestation. While day 1 was spiritual, day 2 is physical. It's the moment where the spiritual realm and the material realm converge. What you've been praying for, fasting for, crying for, it starts showing up. Suddenly, phone calls you've been waiting for start coming in. Emails that were ignored are now being answered. Health improves. Opportunities appear. Doors that were locked begin to swing open without you having to force them. God is aligning heaven and earth to say, it's your time. And here's the wild thing. You'll feel it in your body. A lightness, a renewal, an internal shift that feels like divine electricity. People may even say, you look different. It's because the glow of purpose will begin to radiate through you. This is a day to walk in faith. Speak out loud what you believe. Declare what you're expecting. Because on May 15th, the atmosphere is charged with creative power, and what you speak in alignment with heaven will take root instantly. Day 3, May 16th, acceleration, breakthrough, and the next chapter. And then, Friday, May 16th arrives. This is not just a follow-up to the first 2 days. This is the launch pad. This day is marked by divine acceleration. The pace of your life will quicken, not into stress, but but into purpose. What used to take months will now happen in days. The slow progress you were frustrated with, God's about to put it in overdrive. But here's the key. This acceleration won't happen around you until it happens within you. Because breakthrough doesn't start outside, it starts with a shift in belief. This is the day you start owning your identity, walking with authority, talking with purpose, living without apology. This is the day God says, no more waiting, no more delay. You're stepping into it now. The activation, your response matters. Now pause for a moment. Ask yourself, do I really believe this? Because faith is not passive, it's active. And your agreement in this moment matters. You're not just a viewer. You're a co-creator in what's coming. So here's what I want you to do, wherever you are. You are not watching this by accident. This moment was written into the fabric of your destiny before time began. You have been pulled into divine alignment because the heavens are ready to release what has been stored up for you. This is not just encouragement. This is a divine announcement. Everything is shifting. The atmosphere around you is heavy with movement. The prayers you whispered through tears, the cries no one heard but God, the silent faith you carried while no one was watching. It's all been collected, and now it's being poured out. You are stepping out of a season of delay and stepping into a season of divine acceleration. What used to take years will now happen in months. What seemed impossible is now being delivered without warning. You are being launched, elevated, repositioned, not because you forced it, but because God ordered it. And now your spirit can feel it. The weight is lifting. The veil is parting. The light is breaking through. This is not about a new beginning. This is a new becoming. You're not just moving forward. You're transforming entirely. God is not just changing your circumstances. He's changing you. The internal battles, the hidden wars, the sleepless nights, they were not wasted. They were preparation. They were training grounds for the authority you're now being trusted with. You're becoming a vessel of clarity. No more confusion, no more circles, no more second-guessing your worth, your calling, or your identity. Where you once wandered, now you'll walk with certainty. Where you once hesitated, now you'll step boldly. Where you once waited, now you'll see doors flung wide open. You're about to witness a divine unfolding. The answers are coming. The favor is coming. The divine connections are coming. The financial provision, the healing, the restoration. It's already in motion. But you must stay positioned. You must remain aligned. This isn't the time to doubt. This is the time to receive. So take this moment seriously. Stand in agreement with the word that is settling over your life. Let your heart open, not with fear, but with expectation. You were never forgotten. You were hidden until the appointed time. And now, that time is here. Your past will not disqualify you. Your failures will not define you. God is using everything, yes, even that, to work for your good. This isn't about striving. This is about surrender. Let God finish what He started in you. You are not who you were. You are becoming who you were always meant to be. And now, heaven is watching to see how you respond. Will you shrink back, or will you rise? Will you doubt the word, or will you walk in it? Because this, right here, right now, is your moment of divine transition. Step forward with faith. Speak life over your future. Leave behind the labels, the limits, the lies, and walk boldly into the version of your life that God has always seen. Your alignment matters. Your obedience matters. Your voice matters. The world doesn't need a copy. It needs the real you, awakened, bold, free, and fully alive in your purpose. And you're not going back, not now, not ever. You've seen too much. You've come too far, and heaven has invested too much in you to let you live small. So rise, take your place, speak your truth, live your calling, because your moment is here. And you're not just stepping into the future, you're stepping into destiny. You are no longer waiting for change. You are the change. You carry within you the blueprint of heaven, etched into your spirit by the hand of God Himself. Every setback you've endured, every disappointment you've faced, was never meant to destroy you. It was designed to shape you, to strengthen you, to strip away what was never meant to stay. You didn't lose yourself. You found the part of you that only fire can forge. What once broke you has now built you. The weight you carried has turned into wisdom. The silence you walked through has deepened your sensitivity to divine whispers. Can you feel it now? That stirring in your soul, the holy restlessness, the undeniable awareness that you were meant for more? That's the awakening. That's the voice of purpose shaking you from slumber, saying, it's time. It's time to stop shrinking to fit the rooms you've outgrown. It's time to stop explaining your fire to those still playing with smoke. It's time to stop waiting for permission that heaven already gave you. You are anointed to lead, to speak, to create, to shift atmospheres with your presence. You don't need a platform to be powerful. You don't need applause to be appointed. You don't need perfection to be used. You just need to move by faith with boldness, in full agreement with what God has already declared over your life. And when you move, everything moves. The earth responds to alignment. Heaven releases what obedience unlocks. So now, with every breath, every word, every step, declare who you are. I am chose. Now that you've heard the call, don't look back. What's behind you no longer defines you. The pain that once paralyzed you has now become the platform that will elevate you. The rejection that once crushed you was divine redirection, a closed door that protected your promise. You are no longer operating in survival mode. You are operating in revival mode. The places that felt like wilderness are about to become wells of overflow. The waiting room you've sat in for so long is now the launching pad. What was silent is now shouting with purpose. And listen, your name is known in heaven. God did not create you to blend in. He created you to break cycles, to shift generations, to carry light where darkness once ruled. You are the answer someone has been praying for. You're not random. You're strategic. You were born into this generation for such a time as this. You are the fulfillment of prophecy and the evidence of God's faithfulness in motion. So step boldly into every room you enter. Know this, your presence is power. When you walk into a space, you bring heaven with you. Demons flee, chains break, hearts shift, not because of who you are in the natural, but because of who backs you in the spiritual. God has put His fingerprint on your soul. That mark cannot be erased, not by mistakes, not by fear, not by delay. You are still His, still called, still chosen. The oil on your life cannot be duplicated. What flows through you is sacred. That's why the warfare was so intense, because the enemy saw your potential before you did. But guess what? You survived. You're still standing. And now, you're rising. Your prayers weren't ignored. They were stored. Your tears weren't wasted. They watered your next harvest. Now the heavens are opening, and what was once held back is being released. Open your hands. Open your heart. Get ready to receive fresh vision, divine strategy, unexplainable favor, kingdom connections, provision in unexpected places, answers that unlock everything. You will no longer beg for what you carry. You will no longer apologize for your anointing. You will walk in rooms you once only dreamed of, and you will do it with the humility of one who knows. God did this. So here is your charge. Don't play small. Don't wait for confirmation that already came. Don't delay obedience because of other people's opinions. Move, speak, create, building release. You are the vessel. God is the source. You are not who you used to be, and you will never go back to what you were. The process changed you. The fire refined you. The waiting stretched you. But the weight of glory being released over your life now, it's evidence that you're ready. You've been hidden, but not forgotten. You've been crushed, but not destroyed. You've been silenced, but not surrendered. And now, heaven is echoing one word over your life. Release. Release the fear. Release the doubt. Release the guilt, the shame, the comparison, the pressure to prove. You don't need to perform for a place you already belong to. You are a child of the Most High. You don't work for favor. You walk in it. Every closed door, every delayed promise, every detour, it wasn't rejection. It was preservation. God was protecting what He placed inside of you until the timing aligned with the assignment. And now, the time is now. You're being released into your next level. But this time, you're not walking into it weak. You're walking in with power. Authority has been awakened in you. Clarity has been born through the crushing. Discernment has been sharpened through the isolation. And now, you don't just carry a message. You are the message. You are a walking testimony of divine turnaround. You are the proof that broken pieces can become holy vessels. You are the sign that the wilderness produces warriors. So step into your next without hesitation. Stop asking for signs when the voice of God has already spoken. This is your moment of obedience. No more playing it safe. No more delaying your yes because of fear of failure. No more holding your voice hostage because of who might misunderstand it. This is not the season to explain yourself. This is the season to express the truth you've been carrying all along. Speak, write, sing, building minister, move. And when doubt whispers, "Who do you think you are?" you respond with heaven's reply, "I am chosen, I am called, I am anointed, I am sent, I am protected, I am prepared, and I am not going back. Because something inside of me has shifted. I can no longer fit into the spaces I used to settle for. I've tasted too much of God's presence to be satisfied with empty religion. Presence to be satisfied with empty religion. I've seen too much of His hand to pretend I'm ordinary. I've heard too much of His whisper to keep quiet any longer. This is not about a platform. This is about purpose. This is not about likes. This is about light. Your voice has power. Your obedience
You have reached the turning point. The winds have shifted. The atmosphere around your life is no longer the same. What was once delayed is now being delivered. What was once locked is now being opened. Heaven has issued the command. Go forward. You were never overlooked. You were hidden for a reason, because what God was forming inside of you wasn't meant for the shallow. You weren't being punished. You were being preserved. Preserved for power. Preserved for purpose. Preserved for a moment like this. You see, some are created for a season, but you were created for impact. You've endured storms that would have buried others. You've carried burdens that almost broke you. You've sat in silence, wondering when God would speak. But now the silence has been broken, and the voice of destiny is louder than ever. This is not just a new chapter, it's a new book. The old labels no longer apply. The old patterns no longer hold you. The old wounds no longer define you. You've been transformed in the fire, forged in the waiting, sharpened by the process. Now, what once intimidated you will submit to the power rising inside of you. You don't need to chase what God has already called to find you. You don't need to beg for a place at a table He's called you to build. You are no longer searching for the light. You've become it. And when you walk into a room, atmospheres shift. Darkness flees, chains break, because of who walks with you. You carry glory now. You carry truth now. You carry the presence of the living God in every word, every breath, every step. Every trial you faced was not random. It was designed to reveal the strength already planted inside of you. The enemy didn't fight you because of your past. He fought you because of your future. But what the enemy meant for harm, God has flipped for good. And now your story carries weight. Your voice carries healing. Your journey carries power. So speak, move, create. Building, obey. You don't need clarity when you have calling. You don't need confirmation when you've been commissioned. You've been assigned by heaven. You've been marked by fire. You've been chosen for such a time as this, not to survive, but to lead, not to hide, but to shine, not to fear, but to advance. This is the era of acceleration, where what took years will take days, where what was withheld will be released, where what was broken will become beautiful. And you? You are rising in the middle of it, as a voice, as a vessel, as a light. Not because of perfection, but because of obedience. Not because you have all the answers, but because you said yes. Yes to the call. Yes to the cost. Yes to the refining. Yes to the unknown. And now, heaven is backing your yes with power. Angels have been dispatched. Doors have been opened. Favor is chasing you down. And the glory of God is surrounding you like a cloud. So walk boldly, stand firmly, love deeply, move fearlessly. You were made for this. You are not stepping into the unknown. You are stepping into the unfolding. What felt unfamiliar is actually what you were born for. Every detour was a divine redirection. Every closed door was protection. Every delay was preparation. Because now, you're not just walking in purpose. You're walking in powerful awareness of who you are. No longer will you question your worth. No longer will you shrink to fit into spaces that cannot contain your anointing. No longer will you apologize for being chosen. You are not average. You are not ordinary. You are not random. You are the one that generations have been waiting for. You are the one sent to break cycles. You are the one sent to carry light into dark places. You are the one sent to speak what others were afraid to say. You will not be silenced by fear. You will not be stopped by rejection. You will not be defined by past mistakes. God says, I have chosen you. I have anointed you. I have appointed you. Before they knew your name, heaven had already written your assignment. So rise, not in arrogance, but in authority. Step forward, not in your own strength, but in divine empowerment. Declare not what you see, but what God has spoken over you. The time of hiding is over. The time of wondering is done. This is your season to occupy, to take ground, to lead with integrity, to move with wisdom, to love without fear, to create with fire. Let your steps be bold. Let your heart remain pure.
Let your vision stay clear, because the world is not looking for more noise. It's looking for real light, and that light is in you. Let the voice of doubt be silenced. Let the voice of heaven be louder. Let your soul remember that everything you need has already been given. You are walking in divine favor. You are surrounded by divine protection. You are equipped with divine strategy. You're not just in a moment. You are the moment. You are the shift. You are the answer. You are the miracle in motion. So don't just survive. You, yes, you, the chosen one. You've been led here not by accident, but by divine orchestration. This moment was written into the script of your life long before you ever took your first breath. Heaven has been aligning events, people, circumstances, all to bring you to this exact crossroads. The place where clarity meets calling, where revelation collides with responsibility, where purpose awakens. You may not have seen it before. You may have doubted it, questioned it, wrestled with the weight of it. But deep down, your spirit knew. You were always meant for more. You are not random. You are not invisible. You are not forgotten. You are the seed of promise, the voice of hope, the echo of destiny planted in time for such a time as this. You've endured storms that would have drowned others. You've stood through seasons of silence where it felt like even God went quiet. You've cried silent tears behind brave smiles, held on to faith with trembling hands, and prayed prayers that only heaven heard. But none of it was wasted. Every tear watered the soil of your assignment. Every delay carved the depth of your character. Every rejection redirected you to the path only you could walk. Because God doesn't call the qualified, He qualifies the called. And you've been called. This is not just a turning point. This is a spiritual eruption. The old version of you no longer fits the future God is unfolding. You are stepping into a realm where miracles are natural and breakthroughs are expected, where supernatural favor follows every step you take, where divine clarity floods your mind and silences every lie that once held you back. You are shifting from wandering to walking with direction, from wondering why to knowing how, from spiritual survival to supernatural strategy. The chains are breaking, the fog is clearing, the fire within is rising again. This time, you're not walking in circles, you're walking in covenant. This time, you're not fighting alone, you're moving with angels on assignment. This time, you're not just hoping something changes. You're becoming the change. You will no longer water yourself down to keep others comfortable. You will no longer carry burdens God never assigned to your name. You will no longer entertain fear as if it has authority over your future. You are royalty. You are legacy. You are the blueprint of heaven wrapped in skin, a living testimony of God's faithfulness and power. And now it's time to walk like it. No more shrinking, no more waiting for permission, no more second-guessing the voice that's been calling you higher. It's already in motion. Doors are opening that no man can shut. Provision is being released from unexpected places. Divine connections are aligning like pieces of a heavenly puzzle. The weight is lifting. The vision is clearing. And your name is echoing in rooms you haven't even stepped into yet. You won't have to strive. You won't have to beg. You won't have to prove. Because what's coming is not based on your performance. It's based on God's promise. You were created for impact. You carry answers to problems the world hasn't even discovered yet. You are a walking solution, a healing vessel, a sacred voice. When you speak, darkness trembles. When you move, chains break. You are an atmosphere shifter, a light bearer, a vessel of divine change. So lift your eyes, stand in your identity, and declare this with authority. I will not miss my moment. I will not forfeit my calling. I will not shrink to fit systems I was called to rebuild. I walk in purpose. I live in favor. I move in power. I am chosen, and everything God has for me, I receive it now. This is your new beginning. This is your sacred turning point. This is the launch of a life you've only dreamed of, rooted in faith, fueled by heaven, and unstoppable by anything on earth. Now breathe deep, walk bold, and remember, the same power that raised Christ from the dead is alive in you. You don't just carry light, you are the light, and the world has been waiting for you to shine. What? You are not just waking up to your calling, you're rising into it with fire. This isn't about hype. This isn't about feelings. This is about divine alignment, a recalibration of your soul with heaven's original blueprint for your life. Let me remind you, your story didn't start in the struggle. It started in eternity, when God looked at the chaos of the world and said, I will send you, not to blend in, not to hide, not to play small, but to disrupt darkness, restore truth, and rebuild broken foundations with your voice, your gifts, your presence. You are heaven's response to a problem in the earth. You are the answer someone has been praying for. You are the evidence that God still moves through people. And now the anointing on your life is activating at full force. Things that once drained you will no longer distract you. People who once doubted you